Welcome everyone to our latest online event. This event is going to be part of the Student First Center series called Start Spring Stress Free. And my name is Ricky Hill. I'm an e-recruiter here in the Enrollment Management Department at UC Merced. We are so thrilled that you could join us today. Let me give you a couple of quick tips before we get started with our presentation. First, if you would like to adjust your audio settings, you can do so in the lower left corner of your screen. Just click on Audio Settings and make the adjustments as you see fit. If you would like to adjust your screen size, you can do so by clicking View Options at the top portion of your window and make those adjustments as needed. Lastly, and most importantly, we would love to hear from you during this presentation. So if you'd like to send us a question, you can do so by clicking the Q&A button at the lower portion of your screen. You'll get a dialog box that will pop up and you can go ahead and type in that question and get it sent over to us. We have a great panel of experts behind the scenes that'll be answering those questions, as well as some live questions at the end of this online event. Once again, my name is Ricky Hill and welcome to this live event. I will go ahead and pass things over to my colleague, Lisa Perry.
Thank you, Ricky. Welcome, everybody. My name is Lisa Perry. I'm the director of the Students First Center, and just a little background on us so you know who the Students First Center is. We are your campus one-stop for enrollment management, which means our staff are cross-trained in admissions, financial aid, registration, and billing. So we should be your first point of contact with any of those questions. And then if we can't answer it, we will get you to the right person or the specialist on campus who can. I have our mission up at the top, just in case you wanted to know more about us. Our website also features that information, which will be displayed in the last slide. So real quick, we're going to do some introductions so that everyone is aware who's on the call and you can see kind of the wide variety of staff that are here to support your spring registration needs. So I am going to turn it over to my colleague Cheryl and let her introduce herself.
Good afternoon, everyone. I am Cheryl Peterson, and I am an advisor here with Students First Center, and I also oversee the Rufus Bobcat social media platforms.
Hi there, everyone. Good afternoon. My name is Juan Lopez. I'm an Enrollment Services Advisor in the Students First Center, and I will now pass it on to Ku Her.
Hello, everyone. My name is Ku Her. I work in the School of Social Sciences, Humanity, and Arts, also known as Shaw. I will be passing to LaRonda.
Hello, everyone. My name is LaRonda Nora. I'm an Enrollment Services Advisor, also the Cross-Campus Enrollment Marketing Coordinator. I will now pass it over to Carol DeHogue.
Hi, everybody. Welcome today. I am Carol DeHogue. I work at the Students First Center as an Enrollment Services Advisor, and I'm also an Enrollment Services Advisor for Cross-Campus Enrollment. And then April, go ahead.
Hi, everybody. Thanks for joining us. My name is April Loa. I am also an Enrollment Services Advisor at Students First Center, and I will pass it over to my colleague, Carlton Stroud.
Hi, everyone. I'm Carlton Stroud. I'm the Director of Enrollment Management Systems. I've been part of the Students First Center as well. And on to Hui Ling.
Hi, everyone. My name is Hui Ling Chen. I am the Director for Housing Services. Welcome.
Hi, everyone. My name is Juliana Ridge. I'm the Academic Record Specialist with the Office of the Registrar.
Hi, everyone. Good afternoon. My name is Aurora Perez. I am one of the Financial Aid Advisors for the Office of Financial Aid and Scholarships here at UC Merced.
Great. I think we got everybody. Hopefully we did. It's a quick overview of the session. So today we're going to briefly review holds that might prevent students from registering. We're going to go over some key tips for actually registering in your classes since registration opens just in a few days. Academic advising is here to give you some tips and pointers on how to best utilize their support services. We're going to go over your checklist to make sure that you're getting all the items done that could prevent you from actually enrolling in classes and having a successful start to your spring 21 semester. We're going to quickly go over paying your bill, any health requirements that you might have for spring. We're going to touch on housing to make sure everybody's got housing accommodations set up for spring. And then we're going to close with a live Q&A portion of our video today. So I'm going to turn it over to Cheryl and we are going to start with holds.
Thank you, Lisa. So one of the things that would prevent you from being able to register or kind of be an obstacle in your way are the holds. you can actually go to your myucmerced.edu website and click on the view holds, and you'll see that there are different types of holds that can prevent you from registering. It's not always financial, that sometimes there are advising holds. And then the non-financial holds also include the Dean of Students or Health Services. So it's really important that so you're ready to register for those courses that you desperately need. Go in now and start viewing if you have any holds. If you don't, great, but if you do, there is a link here that we can provide for you in the chat that will allow you to understand the codes that are within your screens that you're seeing, so you can know those resources. The website is very valuable, but that's pretty much it with holds. It's very important to make sure that you have a seamless process when you're registering for your courses to get them in as quickly as possible. We will be around for questions later, so if you have any, write them down. And for now, I'll hand this off over to my colleague Juan.
Perfect. Thank you, Cheryl. All right, everyone. Now we are going to be talking about registering for classes. So before your registration, you should first off know your registration time. And make sure you check your registration appointment. And we highly encourage that you plan to complete your registration time between the 1 hour appointment time that you were given, just so that you have a seamless registration. And you will have the ability to make changes to your schedule. Later on, we just highly encourage that you enroll in at least 12 units of coursework as soon as possible. We highly encourage that you plan a schedule ahead of time. So we highly encourage that you look at the courses from their lecture, labs, discussion to even final exams to make sure that there is no kind of time conflict between any of those, because then it's gonna not allow you to register in the courses that you will need due to some kind of issues like time conflicts. We highly encourage that you use the My Degree Path course scheduler to really help you in building a schedule. And we also encourage that you create a backup schedule or backup courses, just in case if you had certain courses in mind and those courses happen to fill up, at least you'll have plans B, C, and D. And make sure that when you are looking at the courses that you review the requisites and restrictions for your desired courses in the university catalog. And finally, just kind of how my colleague Cheryl talked about is make sure you take care of your holds. Holds will prevent you from registering, and you can see the view holds link at the bottom of your My Registration tab in your portal. And you can contact any office or department specifically for that hold to take care of that. Now, on your registration day, make sure you log into your My Registration tab through your my.ucmerced.edu in your portal. Make sure you have the CRNs for the courses of the ones that you are trying to enroll in, and make sure that you resolve any kind of registration errors right away. Delaying registration may mean that you have fewer course options. We highly encourage that you reach out to advising or to the Students First Center in case you come in contact with any registration errors. And we also encourage that you enroll in 12 units or more for full-time student status. Do keep in mind that 15 units a semester is suggested to meet the normal progress of 30 units per academic year. And once you actually register for your courses, you should be able to see the title web registered next to the courses. That'll completely show that you have been registered for those courses. Now, at any point, if you decide that you want to drop out of a certain course, you're going to have a little tab next to those courses that's going to say web drop. You're just going to click on it, and then you're going to click submit, save, and you'll be able to see that course drop. Now, we do have some resources listed here. So if you want, you can take a screenshot or you can take a photo with your phone, or we will also be providing those resources at a later time as well. And now I will pass it over to Kuher, who will talk about academic advising.
Hello, everyone. Thank you once again. So academic advising at UC Merced, we are supporting your educational journey at UC Merced, and as a student, we're supporting you. If you would like to know who your academic advisor is, please go to advising.ucmerced.edu/who-my-advisor. The Bobcat Advising Center is the academic advising home for all first-year students, regardless of your majors, all lower division undeclared transfer students, all undeclared students in every class year. The School of Engineering, School of Natural Sciences, and the School of Social Sciences, Humanity, and Arts are academic advising homes for transfer students in declared major, second, third, and fourth, or plus year students in declared major. All academic advisors can be reached via email. All academic advisors have appointments in Zoom walk-in hours. Please check individual website for information and availability. So, advising tip. Check your My Degree Path, audit for remaining requirements in your majors or degree. Enroll in at least 12 units or between 12 and 16 units at your assigned registration time. Students are mandatory to complete different mandatory meetings. For second year students, they are required to complete what we call a Jumpstart your third year meetings. It's required for all second year students. And so students usually ask, what does the second year Jumpstart your meeting means? Or what do you do? We help you to plan your 2.5 years at UC Merced, and we want to make sure that you're on track to graduate. All students of freshman year class 2019-2020 must meet with their intended school during the 2020-2021 academic year. So for example, if you're attending school, what that means is that if your major is in the School of Social Science, Humanity, and Arts, but you attend to major in the School of Natural Sciences, then you should meet with an advisor in the School of Natural Sciences to complete your Jumpstart meeting. Student must create a graduation plan in My Degree Path before meeting with an academic advisor, or in some school, for example, in the School of Social Science, Humanity, and Arts, student could also meet with a peer mentor to complete their Jumpstart meeting. If you have any questions, please refer to your Jumpstart email for more information. Please note that some second year students must complete their Jumpstart meeting in fall 2020. Like I said, please check your emails for information regarding when you have to complete your meeting by. For students also need to complete a mandatory meeting during their first term at UC Merced. Very similar to the Jumpstart meeting, all first term transfer students must meet with their academic advisor to complete this mandatory meeting. And the goal of this meeting is to help facilitate degree requirements in the student's major and support the development of their transitions in their goal at UC Merced. Student must create a graduation plan before meeting with an advisor, or in the School of Social Science, Humanity, and Arts, student could also meet with a peer mentor to complete this, and there's a peer mentor that is assigned to help with this process. Please refer to your email if you have any questions on who is a peer mentor that can help you in the School of Shaw, which is School of Social Science, Humanity, and Arts. And you could check the other two school websites for more information on how to complete this mandatory meeting. Repeating a course. Please contact your advisor for permission to repeat. However, this process may be varied by school. Please consult with your academic advisor for more information. So for example, in the School of Natural Sciences and the School of Engineering, you may send an email to your advisor to repeat a class, but in the School of Social Science, Humanity, and Arts, also known as Shaw, you have to use the web form if you would like to repeat a class. So please check with your advisor if you have any questions. Repeat override for fall 2020 classes will be placed by your academic advisor starting January 7th. So if you have any requests, reach out to your advisor for more information. Thank you, students. I will be passing on to LaRonda.
Thank you, Ku. So I'm going to discuss the checklist. On your personalized checklist within the student portal, you can find all the requirements that you will need to complete and the dates they need to be completed by. These items are individualized, so your items on your checklist may look different from your friends. Items that are a hyperlink will take you directly to more information. In some instances, the hyperlink may take you directly to the form you need to complete or to a page with instructions. The status column will display your current progress towards completing the item. As you can see from the example, this student has successfully completed their checklist requirements. You can find more information along with a YouTube video on understanding your checklist at studentsfirst.ucmerced.edu/understanding your checklist. I will now turn it over to Carol DeHoog to go over paying your bill.
Thank you, LaRonda. So paying your bill, we have 3 options that you can make your payment. The first would be online. This can be done through your UC Merced portal in the My Bill. This option is available 24/7, so you can use it anytime you want to do that. You can pay electronically with an e-check or a credit card. If you use the credit card, there is a 2.75 processing fee for credit card, debit card payments. So sometimes when you think you're going to be using your debit card, you're not going to be having that fee, but you will. You have to do that e-check. You're going to get that routing number and your account number. Then there's no fee that would be charged with that. Also, there is the 529 participation plan. The second one is going to be at the cashier's campus. That's if you're at campus right now. I know their times are very limited, but they are available to take your payment. Cash and check only is taken at the cashier's office. And the hours are Monday, 8:30 to 4:30, closed for lunch, 12 to 12:30, and Thursday, 1 to 4:30. And the third option would be if you're going to be sending it by mail. By mail, it's going to be the check, money order, or cashier's check. And that's going to go to Campus Cashiering Services, P.O. Box 245, Merced, California, 95344. The check would be made out to UC Regents. It's going to have current date. Unfortunately, we are not able to take post date or post-date checks at all. And an important thing is make sure you have your student ID number on that check so they know who that is associated with. And another important thing on paying your bill is that fee payment deadline for spring, which that is going to be January 13th. On that fee payment deadline, that is also the deadline for the first DPP or deferred payment plan installment. So for that deferred payment plan installment, you can sign up for that. It takes 25% of your remaining balance for that current semester, and you would have to do a $40 participation charge and that first installment when you sign up. In order to be eligible for the deferred payment plan, you have to have at least a $500 balance or more for that particular semester. And another great resource for you is that Student Business Services FAQ page. It pretty much answers any question you have or come up with. So I'll go ahead and post that into the chat so you have that if you would like that. And now I'm going to pass this on to Miss April, who's going to go over health insurance.
Thank you, Carol. Hi, everybody. So I'm going to go over the health waiver specifically. That is one of the more important requirements that you're going to run across in your time at UC Merced. Did you know that all UC registered students have to have health insurance? If you do not already have insurance, students get automatically enrolled and billed for the University of California Student Health Insurance Plans, which you'll more commonly see referred to as UC SHIP. UC SHIP offers medical, pharmacy, dental, vision, and mental health benefits. Benefit plan details can be found on the Health Center's website, and there are a couple links on this slide if you wanted to take a picture with your phone or screenshot to save for later. If you already have insurance, then you want to make sure that you complete the health insurance waiver to try to waive out of the insurance. This is done online. You can complete the waiver through your portal starting Monday, November 9th, so just a few days. You'll see a checklist requirement pop up on your checklist, and you'll also see under the student services channel where it says My Financial Aid, My Housing, you'll see an optional health waiver there for you to do as well. You're going to need a couple things to file your waiver application. You're going to need a copy of your current health insurance card, your current benefit information, and ultimately coverage through a major medical insurance plan that meets the university's minimum requirements. After your waiver application is submitted, our colleagues at the Health Center review it, and if your current medical insurance information meets the requirements, then they'll notify you that your application is approved and that you're not enrolled or charged for UC SHIP. Either way, you'll receive an email notification telling you if your application was approved or not if you do fill out the waiver. A gentle reminder that the deadline to complete the waiver is January 8th, 2021. More information about how to waive can be found on another part of the Health Center's website. And if you have any specific questions about the waiver application or any other health-related requirements like immunization records, things like that, I highly encourage you to reach out to the Health Center directly. They oversee the health-related requirements. They're the specialists, including the waiver process. Your specific contact for insurance is going to be that email at the bottom of the screen that says insurance@ucmerced.edu. Thank you for your time. I'm going to pass it over to my colleague Carlton to go over housing with you.
Hi, everyone. So yeah, we're going to talk a little bit about housing. We got the website right there, housing.ucmerced.edu. There's a lot of good information that you can find on that website. But also, just so you know, the application for spring housing opened on October 19, 2020, and we are accepting applications for students that aren't currently living on campus that would like to. If you are currently living on campus, you don't need to reapply. Your contract will just roll over to the next semester. However, if you are interested or you are not planning on returning for spring 21, we ask that you cancel your contract by December 14th, 2020 at 11:59, no later than that. If you are planning on living on campus, there are some things to know about the COVID environment we're in. You have to do symptom monitoring before you can move on to campus. So prior to arrival, we ask that you participate in our monitoring for 14 days prior to the date you are supposed to move in. Your arrival also includes a COVID-19 testing component. So what that means is we ask that you are taking a COVID test no more than 7 days prior to your arrival to campus, and a negative test reduces your time that you need to be isolated from other students from 14 days down to 7. So sequestering means you basically are minimizing your interactions among students, faculty, staff, and around the dorms, dining facilities, or on campus in general. So if you come with your negative test, it's 7 days. If you don't, then you're out to 14 days of that period of time. For meal plan information, the best information you can find is going to the dining website, which would be dining.ucmerced.edu. And if you have any questions about dining or meal plan, the best way to do that is to contact them. Contact dining services via email at dining@ucmerced.edu. That's the information I have about housing. If you have any questions, we'll be happy to answer them. I'm going to pass it over to Lisa, and we're going to go into our Q&A session.
All right. Well, thank you, everybody. We hope that information was helpful. I'm actually going to stop sharing the presentation right now, and I'll come back to it because I have a resources slide for you at the end. But we thought the question and answer portion might be a little more friendly if you actually saw our faces instead of staring at a PowerPoint. So I'm going to let Ricky moderate this for us, and we will start answering your questions.
Hey everyone. So just a quick reminder to all of the participants and attendees that are on with us. If you do have any questions, please just use that Q&A button at the lower portion of the screen. Go ahead and click on that Q&A button and submit your questions. And you have this huge panel of experts that will address those for you live and on air here with you. So at this time, I'm not seeing any questions here. I think this presentation has been so comprehensive that you guys are just answering everything before they have a chance to send in their question. So Lisa, I'm not sure if there's any specific topics that you have as frequently asked questions or anything else that you'd like to touch on.
Yeah, I was kind of wondering if Wei Ling wanted to add anything to the housing piece, because I know that that is a concern for students right now. And since we have her here, we could use her expertise.
Well, the application is the contract signage. So we hope that you will sign your contract by December 14 to get your housing assignment. The move-in schedule at this time is going to be January 16 or 17, depending on the number of students. We have to make sure that we follow those COVID-19 guidelines for move-in. The website also has information about what to bring and all the other good stuff. As we get close to it, we probably will have a webinar for students who are moving in to ask all the questions about moving in. At this time, most of the students will probably still be assigned to North Campus, which is not the new buildings, so the existing side of campus. And so that's, we put continuing students in Mariposa and Tuolumne, and then we put the majority of the freshie students in Half Dome, Cathedral, and Tenaya. So that's how the housing assignment works. All are single rooms, so you'll be all by yourself in a single room. No one's a sharing room right now. And let's see, the housing rate is $6,332 for the housing for the room. And then for meal plans, depending on what you pick, but the lowest one is $2,300, $2,150 for the meal plan, and then $150 of CAT dollars that you will have on your CAT card. So that's the rates for spring 2020, which is the same as the fall 2020. That's the logistics of it. December 14 is also the date that we hope that if you change your mind, you would cancel. But right now there is no cancellation fees. There is no termination fees. So if you are not sure at this time, please go ahead and apply for housing. As long as you cancel, we would like you to cancel by December 14th, so to guarantee your housing assignment. But as long as you cancel before move-in, there is no charge to you at all. And if you are not sure and you want to move in, and then, you know, for whatever reason you decided to move out, there is no termination fees, and we will prorate your housing in your plan. So that's the spring semester.
Thank you so much for that great response, Wei Ling, about housing. So it looks like we do have a question that just came in. Let me go ahead and grab that for the audience here. So the person just wrote in to us, who do I contact if I have questions about TB testing? And am I required to be tested for TB if I want to live on campus? They're just not sure who to send that question to.
Okay. And I put a link in there about the immunizations that are required. And there is a TB screening requirement on there. So you need to go through the TB screening questions, and then it will tell you at the end of it what your next steps are. So I would go through that questionnaire, and then if you have more questions, April just posted the immunization phone number on there that you can call for more help. Those, and just so you know, those immunization questions are required whether you're living on or off campus. They're required for all UC Merced students, regardless of housing designation. I hope that helps.
Definitely. Thanks, Lisa. And also, did we want to touch on any requirement related to flu shots? Do we have a requirement for flu shots coming up?
It passed, didn't it? It did pass. It was November 1st, which was required for all students, staff, and faculty. I do not know the date for incoming spring students, but what we can do is follow up on that and make sure that information gets sent out to new spring students, unless anybody else knows the answer already. I'll take that as a no. We will work on getting that info.
Perfect. Thanks, Lisa. So moving on, we do have another question that's come in regarding financial aid. So Aurora, if you're on with us, if you can go ahead and take this next one. So a student is asking about what types of financial aid do we offer, and specifically what types of loans, and how does that impact our bill?
What you have to do first, you have to either complete the FAFSA or the CATA application, depending on your status. Those applications open up since October 1st. We do have a priority deadline of March 3rd. So it is very important for you to ensure that you either submit again your FAFSA or your DREAM Act or CATA by March 2nd. I'm sorry, March 2nd. The type of loans that we offer, again, if you are a FAFSA filer, we do offer the federal student loans, which is the subsidized, the unsubsidized, and the Parent Plus loan. If you are a DREAM Act filer, we do have the DREAM Act loan available to students. I believe that was all for the question. Ricky, did I miss anything?
No, I think that was perfect.
Okay.
And actually, can you also share some information about financial aid verification?
Yes. So some students get selected for a process called verification. I always like to think about the Department of Education. They have their own criteria as to how they choose and pick those students that get selected. So pretty much what this process means is that we have the schools that you apply to, we have to go in and verify all that information that was reported either on your DREAM Act or your FAFSA. And in order for us to do that, we are going to be requiring additional information from you guys. So it is very important that once you submit your applications, go ahead and review your student aid report. It should tell you on there whether or not you were selected for verification. And if it does tell you there, if you see it, then just be ready, be prepared for us. We're gonna be sending you or sending out emails, keeping in touch with you. We would be adding those requirements on your student's checklist. So it is very important for you to submit those as soon as possible. Some of the requires include submitting the federal tax returns for your parents, for yourself if you filed taxes and earned wages in 2019. We also need to verify household information and things like that. But again, if you are one of those students that were selected for verification, we are going to be keeping in touch with you via email.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. And also one last thing, Aurora, can you also touch on, again, going back to the loan process, is there a specific timeline that students should be aware of in terms of when they're offered their loan, when they can accept that, and then also being aware of when their bill is due and when that will pay out?
What we have to do first, we have to process your FAFSA or your DREAM Act application. So once we have done that, then we're gonna go ahead and offer you with financial aid awards or your financial aid package. So once you do that, you should have access to accept or decline your student loans via your students portal. Normal processing time for loans, it does take about 5 to 7 business days. If you are a first-time borrower for federal student loans, you do have to complete certain requirements. And again, as soon as you accept those loans through your portal, those requirements are going to be automatically added to your student's checklist. So the first one would be the master promissory note and then the entrance counseling. Again, it does not happen real time. That's why we always advise the loans do take 5 to 7 business days to be processed because you are completing those requirements directly with the Department of Education. They send us the completion and then we still have to process it. So you really have to plan accordingly to make sure that those loans will be ready to pay by payment deadline for spring.
Thank you so much, Aurora. You are a wealth of financial aid knowledge. I don't know if anyone could possibly have a follow-up question. That was wonderful. Thank you. And Lisa, I think you had a couple comments that you wanted to clarify.
I do. Thank you. I wanted to circle back to the health insurance waiver because I know many of you might be continuing UC Merced students. So if you completed the health insurance waiver in the fall, you only need to do it once for the academic year. So if you missed the opportunity in the fall and you do have your own insurance, you can do the spring waiver. But if you're already approved for a waiver from fall, that will carry over into the spring. And they do have that information on their website in case you want to go look it up or learn more about it. And then I have one last slide I want to share with people. If there are any last minute questions that come in, please feel free to ask them while I'm pulling up this slide. But other than that, we're pretty much going to be done with our webinar. We hope that this was helpful for everyone. We hope that you are all ready to start the spring semester. We hope you're registered in your classes by the end of next week. We hope you've cleared your bill from the fall, all of the good things you need to do to be ready to start spring. So this is a list of helpful resources and how to get help if you need it. The first one is the Students First Center website. There is a very easy link on there that says contact us, and it'll take you to that button that you see over on the right hand side, and that will get you in touch with us. And again, we can help with questions related to admissions, financial aid, registration, and billing. And if a Students First Center staff member is unable to help, we're going to give that referral over to a specialist in that area who can get your questions answered. We're not just going to leave you flailing. We're going to get you the help you need. The other item that I think LaRonda mentioned this, Understanding Your Checklist is a really good website. There's a video on there that's helpful. I highly recommend watching that so you understand how to use your checklist and are prepared for the functionality of it. Another useful resource if you use social media are the various social media channels that Rufus Bobcat runs. On those Students First Center website, we list all the Students First Center social media, which are the Rufus Bobcat accounts. But we also link out to a bunch of other campus social media sites in case you have a specific interest that you really want to follow and engage with on social media. But Rufus is a great way to get reminders about upcoming dates and deadlines, and just, you know, interacting with campus and to know what's going on. And then we also have a video tutorials page. There are many more video tutorials that are not yet posted on our site. We're working on getting those in a central location for you, but financial aid has a bunch, the registrar's office has a bunch, academic advising has a bunch. And so there's a lot of YouTube tutorials out there that can help you answer some of the items that we went over today. Okay, just double checking. Did any more questions happen to pop in?
I don't think so. I think we've answered everything today.
Okay, great. We are going to post this online so that you can access it again if you need to. We will communicate to campus, probably happenings and social media to let people know when the posting is live. So you can refer back to it at any point. And then I know we also promised participants a opportunity drawing for a $25 Amazon gift card. So because you registered for the event, we do know who was here today, and we will be doing a random drawing on Monday, and we will email you at your UC Merced email account to let you know if you were the winner. And in the meantime, if you think of any other questions, please contact the Students First Center, and we are happy to help you. We appreciate you joining us today, and good luck with the rest of the fall semester and the start of the spring semester.